Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this Fighter Jet Roundtable Season 2, the Round of 16, Part 3. Yes, after this, there is only one other episode left before we have our 4 finalists, and the hype machine can kick into overdrive. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get down to the Watchtower and the Round Table and see what I have in store for all of you today. So, bada bing, bada boom, here we are back at the Watchtower and the Round Table with our little buddy Kaz Kerman sitting here looking at these 2 aircraft. It's been a while since we've seen both of these, so let's go ahead and get on down and take a look. Over here on Team A, we have the LD-ASF-4F4 Swiftwinds sent in by Titan RT. And over here on Shiver Squadron, we have the Brimstone Skua 2s, sent in by Cerulean Eyes. So let's go ahead and, I guess we'll look at, the Swiftwinds first, because they're the first on the list. So down here we go. Swiftwinds, we haven't seen them in a while. I don't actually know off the top of my head what episode these things were in. But as we can see, it's using OPT parts to very pretty effect. I mean, the OPT parts just look really, really nice. I mean, they just do. It really is what it is. The cool thing, though, is that it's got like these dual-layered control surfaces back here, which is pretty cool. It means it'll have a lot of a control authority, and yet it doesn't look like, spammy in the same way it might as if you layered them. It actually looks pretty cool. I'm also a fan of the double engine design instead of the tri-jets or quad-jets or whatever else. It's also running the Cheetah afterburning turbofan engines, which is pretty cool. I also tweaked those engines myself. Fuel tanks there. As far as weaponry, it is running with the GAU 22s. Not sure if it's using mine. It is using mine, which is the original. It is set to engage all of those. Oh dear. Probably not the wisest choice, but hey, you do you, buddy. I ain't gonna hate. That being said, after that, it's got Meteors for long range, 4 of them, 2 AIM-9Xs for closer range, and 2 QAMs for ultimate close range capability. That alone makes this a very nasty aircraft, depending on the weapon manager settings for those. Actually, we can look at that right now. Let's see, missiles per target 2, and the firing interval is very, very quick, so it's possible it will not run its enemy out of chaff. Either way, pretty cool looking aircraft, very traditional, very kind of F-18/F-15 look. I'm always a fan of that kind of just classic thing. Very, very cool. So let's go ahead and see what our buddy Titan is going to be flying against. So, over on this side, again, we have the Brimstone Skua 2 on Shiver Squadron. You may remember that Shiver Squadron was originally composed of Reverend Jellybeans and Cerulean Eyes. However, life took our dear friend Reverend Jellybeans. A moment of silence for his loss. Anyway, getting back to the topic at hand here, we have AIM-9Xs, the HHQ-10 missiles for close range capability, PL-15s, I believe those are, they are radar, and GAU 22s for the guns. And these are, again, my original GAU 22s, not the new BDA ones. The BDA ones come with a custom model and are virtually identical. They deal a tiny smidge less damage because they have a slightly slower bullet velocity. Doesn't matter to me. The damage is still horrifying, and apparently they're really ruining the shit out of Runway Project, as everyone seems to love using them right now. Ha ha ha! Take that! Either way, just some nice details here on these aircraft. They are identical, but you can see it's got the jet intake there, the danger ejection seat, cerulean eyes, has the name on there, the nose step. Very cool. These were things that were visible in the original design, but I just wanted to call attention to them because I really like it when people take time to decorate their aircraft, especially if they have the part count to spare and it's not like obscenely long on the loading time or something. I mean, like, you know, I appreciate when people take time out of their day to make their aircraft their own, you know? Like, make yourself stand out. Let your freak flag fly, as it were. This is 2021. Well, not for much longer. It's November. But either way, it's, you know, the modern year. So, all that fun stuff. This little nasty thing is going to tear stuff up close range. I'm pretty sure it's using the MMM loadout, which means, Macross Missile Massacre, in which case those HHQs, it had 2 of them originally, but now gets 6 of them. With the 4 additionals, so that'll be pretty cool if it manages to survive to get to the close-range gunfights and missile fights. I'm pretty sure it will very swiftly defeat its enemies, but we will have to see how it goes. So, enough yammering by me. Let's get these 2 into the sky for round 1. Alright, so let's check the weapon manager settings just to be sure, and so that all of you following along at home can see what I have going on right here. Let's see, reset, control, blah blah blah, some other shit I'm not worried about, infinite ammo, draw aimers, amuses, bullets, advanced tweakables, we're good, paintball mode is turned off, 20,000 meter start distance, and let us start the competition. That's just fascinating. We didn't need to stare at that while they flew away, but, you know, hey. It's okay. It's the autocam doing its thing. Doing its thing. And competition starts. There it is. Let's go ahead and hit the auto button and hit this. Now everything's on rails. It'll switch around as it so seems, so there is no favored starting thing. You see some beautiful flyby there of the... Ooh, that is quite nice. Just lovely. Here we see, the skuas are quite nimble. The swift winds, however, seem like they're moving quite slowly. Chaff and flares being deployed as those long-range missiles come in. However, the swift winds should fire both of their long-range missiles at the same time. And there they go! Switching to the Gauss cannon as the aircraft run in. Swift winds very nimble with those tail surfaces, though. Alright, now firing AIM-9Xs. They've managed to get in close enough. The swift winds... Alright. Swiftwind's now coming in, firing a missile. Uh-oh, it's got its quams running, but it should have plenty of countermeasures to burn off that stuff. Skua now shooting at one of the Swiftwinds. There we go. Apparently there's also a, I've been told there's a new BDA option for the camera. Ooh, that when missiles get close, it will switch to the missiles so that we can see the boom. There we are, going to the cockpit. Another good of this, good flight of the Swiftwind there. Quams are in the air, hearing explosions. Ooh, Swiftwind getting a wing chopped off. That is bad. It's got very little in the way of control there left. Those cheetah engines are quite powerful, but they only pitch in one single direction. Oh! HHQ hitting one of the skuas. Or correction, one of the... Ooh! And a beautiful shot there. Ooh, missile right on. Alright, skua's now coming in on the remaining Swiftwind. A gorgeous missile hit there. Now flipping dangerously through the air. I will remind you that in the massive free-for-all that we had regarding all the other aircraft during the final selection episode for the round of 16, the Brimstone Skuas, well, they were basically one of the final aircraft remaining along with their partner, the, I believe it was the Mako. So, that being said, these are nasty little planes. Plenty of power and lots of jiggity jank, apparently. So let's go ahead and get into round 2. And here we are, back once again. We're going to start the competition immediately for round 2 between these fighters. Just start it immediately. Much less talking from me. And competition should be starting any second now. And boom, there it is. All right, once again, hitting the auto button and doing this time looks like we're going to actually follow the skuas in, which is a nice change of pace, at least initially. Initially, we'll follow them. They are almost over-tuned on the turn capability. They burn almost all their speed in that big 180. That's, it's not the best. Could be pretty detrimental. That being said, let's click the weapons tab just so everybody can see. And Tamgard Kerman there sharing my abject terror of the situation of flipping around, as it were. Skua's zipping by there, just firing missiles. Looking pretty slick with that F-14 cockpit. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Ooh, missile flyby. And here come the skuas. Diving, getting close. Looks like beautiful flybys on this. Ooh, okay, we got a Quam in the air. Skua evading the Quam. People are going to wonder, what about the chaff? Well, there's your chaff. Tons of chaff left, as you can see. Quams work better when you can basically eliminate. Boom. Quams. Woo, and down into the ground. That is one way to eliminate the threat from those clams also by, they will probably fly past you. In which case, if you're close to the ground, well, kabloot! They hit the ground. Ooh, we have gunfire coming from other things. Let's click on this instead. Skuas, both the skuas, just double teaming. Woohoo! We're getting some double bullet penetration there. Lots of pain. And an inverted flat spin from that Swiftwind. Not the best there. Very bad. And the kaboom! There it goes. HHQ-10 clean kill. 2 clean kills. Good God! At the same time. Oh. Ooh. Well, that leaves very little question as to who our winner is for the first round of fights. That means that the Brimstone Skua is heading on to the finals of Part 3. And after a brief break, we are back for the second bout of fights here for Part 3. We have the DF-21X Taiki sent in by Jimmy, and we have the F-22 Raptor sent in by Timmy. Yes, everybody, it is time for the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour. As this has been a showdown that's been a long time in the making. So let's go ahead and take a look at these aircraft and see what they're going up against. So, over here on Team D, yes, Over here on Team D, we have the Taiki, once again, sent in by Jimmy, taking a look at the aircraft. Looks a lot like a Raptor, really. Looks like the Raptor with some canards slapped on it, more or less. Maybe there's I don't know. Either way, pretty cool. Big departure from Jimmy's usual designs, which, well, they're spear jets, and yeah, so this is much better. That being said, you can see right here, it's got the name on there, and with some decals and other things, it's got these really cool looking yellow highlight lines on it. Very kind of sleek and sort of Tron looking. As far as weaponry, we have AIM 120Cs, which is a bunch of BS. He's just renaming stuff to annoy me, probably. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just a Meteor, or one of the other PL, whatever, who's it's. He clipped all of his stuff inside the fuselage, so it's almost impossible for me to see exactly what it is. That being said, it does have 4 AIM-9Xs, PL-15, and pulse lasers for its special weapon. As far as being hurled through the sky, it has 2 Saturn engines. Also, the fuselage is kind of clipping into the engine a little bit, but we're just going to pretend that's not a thing. We also have this control surface right here, which serves as a very small additional, thing. Okay. Overall, not a bad-looking plane. I mean, especially from the front, it basically just looks like a Raptor. But, hey, I guess it's like it went halfway between turning into a J-20, kind of, and then decided, nah, screw it, we'll keep the rear control. Either way, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, let's go ahead and see what the Taiki will be fighting. Over to the other guy. So, over here on Team Quam Spammer 69, the USAF Raptor Squadron, we have, unsurprisingly, the F-22 Raptor sent in by Timmy. So let's take a nice look and see what we've got here. This is a beautiful-looking replica-based aircraft that somehow, despite all odds, managed to perform disgustingly well. Yeah, and it's continued to perform disgustingly well up until this point. Let's see if it continues. That being said, it's running with 25mm pew-pew lead launchers, which I'm assuming is a GAU-22. Not sure if it's actually using my the old model that I had or the new one. Kind of hard to see. I can't actually get in here and select it. There it is. Yeah, I think that's actually the new model. So it's using the official BDA GAU-22s. Only 2 of those missiles are actually clams. The others are AIM-9Xs, basically. I didn't find any other radar-guided munitions in here. You can kind of see it's, yeah. Also, in the bottom of the bay here. So all of those are, for the most part, AIM-9Xs. Yeah. As you can see, it is loaded to the teeth. So here's the Quam there, and Quam there. And they're basically the same missile, so it says there's 2 of them. So there is a Quam and the other Quam, and essentially Quams. Quam Spammer 69. So, yeah, super fun times. As far as power, this thing is hurled through the air by 2 Saturn engines. Which, it's kind of funny, I actually have the Cheetah engines in the mod pack, but, if it's going to be a true replica, I should use those, because those look a lot more like the, 119 engines that the Raptor actually uses. But no, you had to go for performance, so, shame on you, okay? Shame on you, Timmy. We all know you could have gotten away with using that. Your plane is terrifying enough as it is. That being said, there's not a lot more to say. Alright, so it is time. Baba-da-boopy, we're starting. Get these planes into the air, please. There we go. Both of these are very deadly, dangerous planes. People are not quite sure who's going to win. And there we go. The competition starts. And they are doing the turn thing. Auto camera on. Button for the thing. And we are going to be following the Taikis in, apparently, as they close in. No, it's awfully hard, probably, for you guys to see because some numpty thought it'd be great to set their team color to, like, sky blue against a blue sky. You know. Actually, I can change that. I don't know if I can change it while it's all going on. Let's see. Here we go. Raptor Squadron. Let's make you a different color, shall we? How about... Ah, yes. We'll make you... Let's change that around. There we go. We'll make you a beautiful purple. There we go. Fantastic. And finally, the missiles are being launched. So, we are beginning with the AIM-9X launches. These going for the missile spam tactic, which, I mean, it can work. PL-15s. Ooh, we have a close explosion there. The F-22's hauling ass, diving toward the deck. Very close to terrain. Very close to terrain there for the that Taiki. Woohoo! You can see their height above terrain there. Less than 300 meters. Clams are now flying, and we're gonna pop up here so you can watch the chaff. These aircraft. I mean, I could just click on it, but I mean, realistically, I wouldn't worry too much about the clams. They say as the missile passes scarily close to the tail end of this Raptor here. Oh, Raptor getting right up the rear. He is in the rear with the gear. The Taiki there has seen better days, actually. Much better days. This Taiki still turning quite nicely there. These two aircraft are quite capable of, like, turn fighting with each other. But, especially with the Taiki is one of the most accurate aircraft. Oh, a little bit of friendly fire there, actually. All it's going to take is a couple pulse laser shots, though, and that Raptor is going to have a very bad day. Taiki, still serving to distract. Oh, and there's an AIM-9X, and another AIM-9X. It's just slamming into... And another AIM-9X! I just want to point out that so far clams have not been the thing that did this aircraft in. Everybody was complaining, but can, there's no problem, yeah. Well, we've got more AIM-9 hits that... Oh. You know, are we sure the F-22 isn't partially made by Boeing? Alright, and boingy. And it's down. Look at that, it even lands on the radar. Ooh, and the Taiki has landed for too long, and it pops. This one, however, is also going to land, and boom! It is down and effectively landed. The other Raptor was destroyed, meaning this solo Raptor here is the only surviving aircraft, meaning that round one goes to the F-22. And a beautiful shot there, just gorgeous. And here we are back for round two. Let's start the competition and maybe not hit that button. Okay, so we've got the Raptor and the Taiki once again facing off. This could be it right here. If the Raptor manages to win against the Taiki, well, it gets to go on to fight the Skua. And competition starts. Let's go ahead and watch from the Raptors this time, since, you know, we, kind of did all that before. There we go. Let's watch from the Raptors, since we watched the Taiki. Excuse me, motorcycle. I'm recording a throwdown for the ages. Yes, I live near a main street, so, some background noise is to be expected. That being said, let's go ahead and, well, I guess it's decided to focus in on the Taikis. Let's see if this holds true. Well, let's go ahead and click on the weapons thing, and for shits and giggles, we'll just hover the cursor there over the resources tab so we can see the chaff and the flares as they deplete. And they're turning into the first major assault here. PL-15s are now away. Switching to AIM-9Xs. And we've got essentially Quams being launched. And we have a single Quam actually being launched at approximately the same time. Tons of flares still. Chaff is slowly dropping. Both of these aircraft have, you know, Raptor cockpits, so cockpit view isn't going to be showing you too much. Basically the same thing. And it looks like Quam number 2 is being launched from one of the Raptors. Still tons of chaff, by the way, if you hadn't noticed. Lots and lots of chaff. There go the Quams. Assuming those are Quams. Alright, Pulse Laser coming into the first turn, and we have our first joust. Raptor probably dumping chaff to avoid being annoyed by its own Quam. And here we go. The Taiki here still has chaff, but now it is out. This could be a potential Quam kill in the near future. Ooh, we've got a lot of lag coming from somewhere. Whoa, that Raptor got dangerously close to the ground. Ooh, boy. Oh! F-22 getting just reamed by a pulse laser from the Taiki. Oh, yes. And down it goes. It's got one engine, but it looks like it lost its intakes, which is odd. I wouldn't have thought that would be easily possible, because the intakes are actually, well, in the cockpit. So maybe it just... Okay, one of the Taikis just took a lot of damage from an F-22. Yeah, yep, and that Raptor is going down. It is down for the count. Right now, we've still got a Taiki here hovering. Not sure how the other Taiki is doing. It did have parts damaged. It should be switching to it soon. Oh, the other Taiki is in flying condition. Ooh, okay, and Taiki down. This is a 1v1 now. It is anybody's fight. Anybody could win this. Come on, Taiki. I want a threever. I want a 3 fight. I want a round 3. Give me a round 3. Come on, Taiki. Had that runtime. Oh! Oh, geez. Both these fighters are so capable of turning. And they both seem to turn at the same approximate rate, which is impressive considering the amount of lift and power that the F-22 has. Both seem to overturn slightly, though. Look at that turn on that Taiki and the F-22. They're, like, at just perfect turn capability there, turning in on each other. If those pulse lasers get even a single shot, the F-22 is going to be having some problems. The F-22, however, opted for Quams instead of the pulse lasers. Honestly, I think this would have gone very differently if they had had the pulse lasers. The Quams were a little annoying, but they weren't the things at all that decided the fight here. To be honest, if it had had even one more set or something of radar-guided munitions there, other than just the Quams, it might have been able to run its opponent out of chaff, and then the Quams would have been absolutely deadly. But decided to double down on the AIM-9X memes. So, oh, the camera angles. Oh, F-22 turning around. Oh, jeez, they're only getting a minuscule amount of time. Oh, jeez. To shoot at each other. Oh. Ooh. Oh, God. Ooh. And the F-22 actually has a single AIM-9 still in its payload bay. It could launch. It could launch that, but it's solidly in gun range. I don't think it's going to have the chance, to be honest. Here we get to see, they're stuck in the turn fight. Uh-oh, are they getting into peak FJRT? Please don't get into peak FJRT. Can we... Okay, we're going to switch to the Raptor now, because I don't want it to be stuck in cockpit cam while they're... Yep. The aircraft have managed to get into peak FJRT. For those that are not familiar with that term, it basically means that the turn fight is so even between the fighters, they will effectively circle each other until doomsday. One craft will eventually come out and be able to turn, but it does take some time. Looks like the F-22 might be the first one to overshoot. Maybe. Never mind. But don't worry, unless something interesting happens. They're gonna just be flying around and can... Well, whatever. I'm just gonna cut to when something gets interesting. That being said, the Taiki now avoiding terrain, which means it might get a chance to actually pull away. Oh, jeez. I'm so glad the collision is a little better. Whoa! Alright, out of sheer curiosity, I'm going to see if I can see. Alright, F-22 has... says approximately 49 seconds. Taiki has... They're almost tied in fuel. Oh, we have a hit on the F-22 with pulse lasers. Not sure what it lost. Guaranteed it lost something. Oh, no! Close range, 89! Holy mackerel. Whoo! Oh boy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that makes it pretty clear who your victor is for this round. The Jimmy Timmy Power Hour is no more. There is only Quam Spammer 69. Let's get to the finals. And here we are for the finals of episode 3 of the round of 16, or part 3, or whatever the hell I'm calling it this crap anyway. Alright, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and start getting these aircraft into the sky. We have the Brimstone Skua and the F-22 Raptor. So which one will be the victor? And any second, competition should be starting here, and there it is. The F-22s are now spinning around. Let's go ahead and hit that auto cam and turn on aircraft mode. We're gonna watch the Skuas as they charge. Hopefully not to their inevitable death. That would be very sad. But, knowing how good the Raptor is, the Skua has a very long ladder to climb. You know, now's an interesting time to mention that both the Skua and the Raptor are, well, they're basically named after birds. The Raptor is technically a classification of birds. Hawks, falcons, things of that nature. Eagles are all called raptors. The Skua, I believe, is actually a waterfowl, like a heron, was the other craft. Anyway, we've got missiles flying all over the place. Skua diving, trying to avoid, now getting into MMM territory. Both of these aircraft effectively are missile spam capability. So, it could go to either one, to be honest. If they get into the... Ooh! Raptor getting hit by an AIM-9X from the Skua. I know it doesn't have very many of those. The HHQ-10s are its primary armament, but either way, See those clams going off. Let's check that chaff. Tons of chaff. Plenty of chaff. That you can see that raptor is probably the... Oh! Nasty. Essentially clams. That's the AIM 9. AIM 9X there. This raptor now turning around on the remaining skua. Both raptors now coming in on the remaining skua. And, whew, Raptor Pack. Just showing the deadliness of those converging Gal 22s. Beautiful flyby of the damaged F-22 there. The other one is, of course, looking glorious. Skua is down, landed timer ticking down. And that'll be it for round 1 of the finals. And here goes round 2. Starting the competition up, it immediately goes into camera mode, which we will now turn off for the moment. And both aircraft are now getting into the skies. I don't know, guys. Skua... I can't pretend like the Skua has an easy fight here. The Raptor is a terrifying aircraft in any incarnation. It's definitely worthy to continue on as a finalist into the final episode. It's just a horrifying aircraft. I just really hope the Skua pushes this to 3 rounds. That would be awesome. But a man can dream. A man can dream. And competition should be starting for what could be the final fight of the finals here. And already we are off. Let's go ahead, hit that auto cam, and push the button. Once again, looks like we're looking at the Skuas on their first turn. Death, be not proud. Though ye may think you are mighty and dreadful, thou art not so. After all, dying means you get to come back even stronger next season. And boy, I tell you, some of the BDA improvements since then. Oh man, they've got separate chaff and flare setups. They've got better gun accuracy. They've tuned some of the issues that were causing the regolith to, like, float weirdly in its match and stuff. Like, I'm going to be upgrading BDA for the final fight, so there's going to be some much more interesting things going on. And I can't wait. I think it's going to be crazy. We'll finally get to see the aircraft, the best aircraft from all of the competitors, basically in their top form fighting each other. It's going to be so cool. But we still have 1 episode left after this one before then. Brimstone's Skua getting hit and eradicated by those AIM 9Xs. Again, those are AIM 9Xs. And we get to watch from the F-14 cockpit as the Skua has a very, very bad day. Oh. Well. Ladies and gentlemen, I think there's very little that is left to be said here. Your winner for Part 3 is none other than the F-22 Raptor, sent in by Timmy, aka Cram Spammer 69. Well, it's been fun, ladies and gentlemen, but this is where the episode will be coming to a close. But don't worry, we have one final qualifying episode coming, and then the grand finale. And I hope you all will join me for that. But until then, I have been Kaz. This has been FJRT2. And until next time, happy building and happy blasting. Testing, 1, 2, 3. La 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 la, penis.